Hello, it has been 1 week.
It has been one. I was about to say one lunar cycle. That's a month. Weeks are a made-up man construct, aren't they? Pretty much.
What? So a month? Because a month isn't really a lunar cycle, is it?
Nah. Well, so a month is sort of based on a lunar cycle, kind of, and a day is based around like how long it takes us to spin, and a year is how long it takes us to go around the sun. But a week is bullshittery, I believe. I think.
There are
I don't think this.
28 days in a lunar cycle, yes?
Yeah. So a week is one quarter of
What?
a lunar cycle.
Yeah, but what are the factors of 28? It's either you have a 14-day week,
True.
which is insane,
Yeah.
or a 2-day week, which is hilariously short.
But I guess what I'm saying is we could have just had 28-day lunar cycle and that would be how we run shit and not bother with a week at all.
No, because then you've got some poor dude who's like, all right, how many days names do I have to come up with? 28.
No, you just call it like,
Wow.
oh, yeah, what day is it? Oh, it's 14th day.
Some languages do that.
Yeah, why weeks though? Why weeks? All the rest of the divvy duppy jobbies are like, apart from hours and minutes, which also human construct, but your days, your months, and your years are based around space shit.
Second isn't a construct, I don't think.
Yeah,
Not
it's
now.
totally a construct.
No, it's got a definition.
Yeah, yeah. The definition is 1/60th of a minute.
It's not.
Is it something to do with atomic decay?
They SI'd it.
Oh, was this whole thing about how we're getting rid of leap seconds or some crap?
I don't know what you're talking about now.
There was an article about how the atomic second and the however they previously defined second were like off by a tiniest freaking bit.
You used to be right, but since 1967, the second has been defined as exactly the duration of 9,192,631,770 periods of the radiation corresponding to the transition between the two hyperfine levels of the ground state of the cesium-123 atom.
That is some human invented bullshit. What we did is we had a set period of time and then we went, how many of this decay cycle of the cesium does it take to make this? Okay, well, that's exactly a second then. It had nothing to do with the Earth. It had nothing to do with the sun. It had nothing to do with the moon. We just went one a little bit of time.
It's the time it takes light to travel 100,000 kilometers.
You just made that up.
In a vacuum?
I call him bullshit. You just made that up.
Wait, how far does light go?
I bet it's not. I bet it's not like a nice round number. I bet it's like
I was off by a factor of 3, so it's 300,000 kilometers per second.
I bet it's not bang on 300,000.
Jesus Christ! It's 299
exactly
1,792,458 meters.
Made up bullshittery.
And welcome to this week's episode of Kazra.
Hello.
Can I open my beer now? Because
well, yeah, we can, but you do run the risk of double beering. Yeah. So let's get to the wheel, dead sharpish.
Let's do it, because I also need to go and check on my potatoes.
We need to do our wee bit of housekeeping. We need to say that the worst thing in the world is currently...
Oh, I think it's fascism now, right?
It is fascism. And the best thing in the world is...
Still Oxford?
Despite my best efforts.
The awkward episode where Sean tried to rate himself. The best thing ever.
No, it's definitely Oxford. Oxford is bestest. And we've had a couple of new entries onto the wheel since last time. Because we've got another viewer now.
Got 2.
We've got another viewer.
Fletch watches 2, right? I think, maybe.
Or maybe we've got 3 viewers. Hot damn. But our new viewer, the one who binged like 6 hours in a day, mentalist, she's added, what did she add? She added Turkish Delight, marshmallows.
Turkish Delight, is that the little bar, the Fry's Turkish Delight, or real Turkish Delight?
I guess it's real Turkish Delight. A couple of other things as well, but I'm having difficulty reading upside down, so there's other stuff on there. Anyway, yeah, we've had a few extras added on.
Because I like them both, but now I want one of the little Fry's chocolate bars.
Polar Express, she added. She added something else as well, but it's got maybe cheese. I don't know. Anyway, Jim Henson. Thirsty. She added Jim Henson.
Right.
Which we like. Anyway, we do have a beer for today, which we will be drinking unless one of the beers on the wheel comes up, and we won't show you what it is now, but we will show you if we drink it. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's go to the wheel. One wheel, got a wheel? See a wheel with your eyes?
Yeah, I do. I'm beginning it on my screen.
Bignifying it. Okay, I'm gonna spin it. I'm gonna find out what 3 things we are rating today. Are you ready? Are you excited?
Spin it like it's hot.
All the pimps in the crib are. It's gonna be...
Don't ruin it. Remember the lag. Oh. That's not too controversial.
That's not bad, actually. Once I've done the next 2 spins, I'm going to have to briefly stop. You can talk amongst yourself while I tell Sarah what I want from the chippy. Okay. Second spin.
Might also need a quick edit break to go and baste some potatoes.
Yeah.
No.
Euphemism?
No euphemism. No, just need to pour hot oil over my spuds. Fire?
Yeah. The concept thereof.
I mean, that's quite fundamental to civilization.
It's pretty broad, isn't it? We should probably talk about Prometheus and such. Okay, third spin is going to be...
Weird. I was just talking to someone about Easter eggs in MS Excel.
Have they still got Easter eggs in MS Excel? Because you used to be able to like play Tetris or something.
Yeah, I think there was a space fly thing weird.
Oh.
I don't know. Probably not.
Right. So we've got what we got. We got the NHS.
We didn't get a beer, so
no. So we can open this. We have the NHS. We have fire. And we have whatever the last thing was. My memory's terrible. What was the last thing?
Fire.
It was Excel. It was Excel. MS Excel. Certainly bloody was.
I nodded. I'm writing into Google Sheet.
And then alongside that, we're going to be rating this delicious beer from the good people at Temptation Brewery. I think, or is that the name of the beer? No, the Hackney Church Brew Co.
Temptation.
And they have provided us. I say they provided us. They provided us with this. I provided them with money. It's a tropical sour. Yeah.
Apparently, it's going to dance on my palate.
What kind of dance?
One that has the irresistible fusion of ripe mango, exotic passion fruit, succulent pineapple, and a delicate hint of kaffir lime leaf.
That's pretty fucking tropical.
It's bigging itself up a lot.
I've got high hopes. But before I get a mouthful of it, I'm just going to message my wifey. What do I want from the chippy, Carl?
Well, fish and chips, presumably. It's more about what sides you want.
I think, because normally I'll go for a big fucking cod, right? And then some chips. But I'm feeling fruity, so I think I might go for. I'm feeling fruity and a little bit sad because work's going to be really fucked up next week. So I'm going to console myself with a medium cod, a Savoy, which apparently I can't spell, and chips. Bosh.
Curry sauce.
Oh yeah, that's taken as read. That is curry sauce standing order.
I want a pineapple fritter. I haven't had one in decades.
Anyway, do you want to go and warm up your spuds?
No, they don't need basting just yet.
You don't need to grease up your juicy spudsticles. Hasselback?
They hopefully will be Hasselback potatoes.
I always get Hasselback and Hasselhoff confused, and I would like to know what Hasselhoff potatoes are.
I think you cut them so they've got like a bit of a fro kind of thing.
Nice. Yeah. Or you do like one that's got a bit of throat, and then you do one that's got like one of them red board things they used to save people with in Baywatch. One of them next to it. Right, how's the beer?
Kind of like a pineapple juice that's been in your fridge for just a little too long.
Slightly fermenty.
Which is what you want because it's beer.
That is exactly what it tastes like.
Right?
Wow.
You know, when you're thinking, is this juice off? And if it's off, does it matter? Because does that just mean it's alcoholic?
It is a slightly overripe pineapple juice.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. That's a hell of a color as well. Look at it. I'm not using my one of them, so I can't tell. But dang,
it's opaque as well. Like you cannot see through.
that's a very similar color to Fort Lauderdale.
It is.
Which we have another one of, don't we?
What were you rating first? It was
first up was the NHS. Do you want to do some facts?
I don't know many facts about the NHS.
I can do facts.
Biggest employer in the UK, possibly one of the biggest employers in the world.
Is it really? Hang on. NHS. Here we go. National Health Service. I big fan, obviously. I've worked for them quite a bit before. I don't currently work for them. Fletch works for them.
Not the world's biggest, but it is big. According to this article, it is a decade out of date. It was fifth. After such stalwarts as the US Department of Defense, the People's Liberation Army of China, Walmart, and McDonald's. Wow, really?
I wouldn't say the People's Liberation Army of China was an employer, would you?
If the US Department of Defense is an employer.
I suppose.
And also, the NHS is a government body just like the PLA.
It's not a government body just like the PLA, is it?
How risky can I be? Right, this is a joke, but serious. But they're both in the business of killing people.
To a certain degree.
It's dark humor that's kind of accurate. Also, I'm not sure the PLA is engaged in any active conflicts, so you might argue the NHS has a higher body count than the PLA.
I don't think you can claim that the NHS is engaged in active conflicts unless strikes count.
They've still got a higher fatality rate. I like this game.
NHS, right, I'm going to read the start of the blurb on Wikimedia. National Health Service is the umbrella term for the publicly funded healthcare system of the United Kingdom, comprising the National Health Service in England, NHS Scotland, and NHS Wales. Health and social care in Northern Ireland was created separately and often referred to as the NHS. There you go. It's good. We like the NHS. Founded. Oh, have a guess. When was it established?
NHS is the 50s, isn't it?
Close. 48.
48. And it was Bevan?
I don't say. It's probably there somewhere. Let me go to the history section. History. It was. I don't know how to pronounce his first name.
Lord, I think, wasn't it?
And Aneurin Bevan.
Aneurysm Bevan.
Aneurysm
founded
Bevan.
it, so they named aneurysms after.
That's what aneurysms are named after. Yeah. He was president of the Socialist Medical Association, and he proposed a resolution at the 1934 Labour Party conference that we should have a national health service.
Hold on. I'm finding a range of. I'm sorry. I'm harking back a little bit. A range of articles claiming that NHS errors or medical errors do contribute to 1,000+ deaths per year.
I think that's probably true.
Which is markedly more than I imagined the PLA. In
defense of the NHS, I feel I should be, the other side of things here. How many deaths was it?
It's anywhere from sort of 1,000 to 20,000. It's really hard to.
But then you have to think, how many of those people would have died anyway if they hadn't had the NHS available to them?
Just if I, all right, say I'm Mr. Doctor.
Mr. Doctor. Yeah, yeah.
I'm only saying Mr. because I am a Mr.
No, you're not.
No, let's not get into that. Wait, no, it's not transgender things. Let's say I'm a doctor of unspecified everything.
Okay.
And I'm up in front of the medical review board.
Yeah. Oh, can I be the medical review board?
And this person died from horrific malpractice. And my defense to you is, well, he was going to die anyway.
Right. You have to put a time frame around it because everybody was going to die anyway, right?
You didn't specify it. You said everyone that goes is going to die anyway. Defense rest.
If someone's going to die, if someone's got like an hour to live, right? Unless there is an intervention and you as the hospital do that intervention and fuck it up a bit and they die, you can't really argue that it would have been better for them not to try.
That's not medical errors. I think that's medicine was insufficient more. The articles appear to be claiming errors led to deaths.
What about if the person, Mr. Doctor, again, as an example, was, he fucked up. He fucked up in that hour of doing that surgery. And a procedure that would, normally be expected to save this bloke or lass didn't because the doctor fucked up, right? That's medical negligence. But if it was a risky procedure and they decided to go ahead and do it and it had like, a 5% chance of working and arguably he fucked up because he didn't do well enough to do that 5% and the person died.
I don't think that's negligence. I think that if you try something and there's a reasonable chance of it succeeding, that's the question. Like, was it a mistake to try?
What's the percentage? How likely does something have to be to work?
Oh, I'm not helping you out with this. As far as I'm concerned, the NHS is a worse global actor than the PLA, causing significant amount of pain and suffering, unlike the peaceful People's Liberation Army of China.
Personal experience of the NHS would be they've never repressed my right to free speech or to public gathering. They do not conduct covert surveillance on me and the things I say on a day-to-day basis
Is the
that I'm aware of
used to control internal dissent?
I don't think the NHS have ever acted as an agent of a authoritarian body to suppress my right to live.
I haven't got the detail, but this show isn't about detail or accuracy. But in recent times, the PLA did lose most of its internal focus. They moved to civilian organizations and agencies, and the PLA is an external military body. And since China is not currently engaged in any active conflicts, they're not killing anyone. So I'm going to have to rate the NHS quite low.
I like the NHS. I think I would prefer that we have the NHS-based healthcare provided at the point of need for everyone system than the, quite frankly, fucked insurance-based system that they have in the States.
Yeah, but let me point out, playing advocate, you've got insurance-based systems in Europe, which are different, not like the horror that's the US.
True.
Germany, which is much bigger than us, their health service is not the 5th biggest employer in the world. Japan's, I actually have no idea about the Japan system, but they're also big. France, similar size, theirs is not biggest employer in the world. So why do we have a body that's so huge?
Yeah, there's a lot of chaff because it's an organization that's been around for what, 70-ish years now, 75 years, something like that.
48, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98, 08, always gets you 18. So that's 70.
76, 75, 76. Yeah. And that's a long time for an organization to be around, and especially an organization that has such a wide remit. And without just ripping it all up and starting again, you're always going to have like the legacy stuff. That's going to be really hard to culture out of an organization, which is probably why it's so bloaty.
I think at the moment it's possibly not getting the best outcomes either compared to some of the European orgs. The efficiency is a bit off. I don't know. I'm not. I think medical healthcare has to be free at the point of for us for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not too fussed about how it's delivered.
I just want it. I want to be able to. I want to be able
don't
to
want to worry about it.
stupid, like slice my finger and have some people who are nice who will fix it up. And if I have to wait, 4 hours for that to happen, it's not the end of the world, is it?
What if you die in the waiting room?
From a slicey finger, then I probably didn't tell them how bad it was.
Local man nearly passes away in accident emergency waiting room, but is saved by a visiting PLA soldier medic.
God bless the PLA.
I didn't know I was a fan of the PLA, but apparently now I am.
You're only a fan of the PLA in comparison to the NHS, which says something, but I'm not sure what.
We do massive organisation celebrity death matches.
Yeah. We could pick like 16 massive organizations and then do them like 8 on each side, and then that goes down to 4 and a 2, and then there's like a final.
Oh no, I meant like just imagine the contest between 2 million NHS workers and
yeah, but I want to do it as a tournament format.
all right.
Yeah.
Maybe we need another show. Sean and Carl deathmatch everything.
Major organization deathmatch.
Wait, we just deathmatch everything. Like we rate everything, even though it has no relation to each other on a single linear scale.
Right.
We could have death matches between incredibly unlikely things, like the sun versus. I don't know. That's a bit too extreme.
We could
all of the shrimp in the world versus Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
We barely find the time to do this.
It's just a nice thought. We're thinking people.
That's true. We're not really doing people. The fact that this gets made at all is a fucking miracle.
My lottery wins are edging up. They've gone from £2 to a £30 win recently. So on this scale, I'll be retiring in the next 40 or 50 years.
You'll be dead in the next 40 to 50 years.
Thanks, pal.
We'll all
at
be
the
dead
hands,
in the next 40
at the
to
hands of
50
the NHS. I'm more likely to be killed by the NHS than I am the PLA. Right, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want you to die because I would miss you. But if I found out that you'd somehow been killed by the PLA, there would be a little bit of me that had a chuckle, Oh, the irony.
Isn't it? Would it be irony? Would it be irony? I don't know. We should add irony to the list because nobody knows what it is. The NHS are pretty good, and everyone that I've ever interacted with there has been generally pretty awesome.
They have.
And a whole bunch of them.
Above and beyond.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them on the coalface do work stupid, ridiculous, crazy hours. Super hard.
I think that says it all, really. It's the NHS are good despite, not the NHS are good because.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, which is unfortunate. Oh well.
Anyway, on the whole, a good thing.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're right. Big fan.
Right. Yeah. Pause break to base potatoes.
Yeah, go on. Go lube.
You'll edit it out, right?
Lube your spuds. I'm gonna keep in saying lube your spuds because it's funny.
You're not saying lubing spuds anymore.
Oh, lubing spuds, lubing up his spuds.
All right, what's next on the list?
Fire. Ah!
Fire is kind of fundamental to everything for us as a species.
It really is, right?
Fire is the thing that separates us from the animals, right?
Yeah. I know we've previously said, I can't remember what it was on this channel or in conversation, that the sun is basically the source of all energy, right? But fire is kind of probably the most immediate way we've harnessed that energy.
Well, there's one that it isn't, depending on how far you go back, isn't it? Like the volcanic vents, because they're heated from the radioactive decay of the core.
Yeah. Interesting. We're back
I don't
on.
know if there's an argument that they came from the same energy of the sun. But no, overall, yes, sun fuels everything. But we're not rating the sun.
Is that why Bond villains do make their bases in volcanoes? Because they've got a natural source of energy.
Oh, they're preppers, so they're ready for the end of the sun.
Yeah,
smart.
Although we're going to die before the sun does, because we'll gradually spiral in and then crash into it, right? Or it expands out and eats
It
us.
gets big and we get
Yeah.
we get crisp. But maybe they know something we don't about the sun. Just one day you go,
Also, and then you're in like Club Tropicana inside the sun, drinks are free kind of thing.
don't think you'll be drinking. There is a wonderful series of books. I can't remember the name of the Zeely books, and there are these like dark matter, anti-neutrino, mysterious creatures that you can't really see, and they're going around eating all the suns in the
Ooh, like
universe.
like Galactus eats suns, right?
Sort of, but they're not visible.
Oh, he's visible. He's fucking massive.
It is. No, these things are, I think they call them Fatino birds or something, but they're basically sort of made out of neutrinos, like very undetectable. And they go and live in the middle of the sun. They just kind of eat it. And
Well, they eat it from the inside out.
Pretty much. But there's this big sort of universal war between Zili, which are like the most advanced civilization ever, real stuff.
Right.
And then these birds eating all the suns. But then the humanity kind of comes up in the middle and starts picking fights with people because we don't realize what's going on.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Xeelee. Phenomenal books. Really cool.
Right.
Anyway, fire. Fire's awesome.
Fire's great.
It gives us technology, keeps us warm, keeps predators away, enables us to cook food so we can have a broader diet, be more resilient to weather.
I get more philosophical around fire than I do
fire's
life.
Good for the soul, right? Your eyes will watch it.
Sit, you drink, you watch, you drink some whiskey, you drink some red wine, you chat the whole night away. Great.
I'm enjoying the quandary that our viewer is now in because he loves fire.
Oh, he loves fire.
He does.
He's a big fan of fire, and he is a big fan of making fire in the traditional manner.
He's the kind of guy that if you're in a pub that has a fireplace in the depths of Wales and it's quite a cool evening and the fire's not lit because the guy who runs the pub doesn't have the means with a watch to light it.
Yeah. And he's working there all on his own as well. So he's got other stuff to do.
Hasn't got time. The viewer pops out his flint and steel and lights this. And he's that kind of guy because he did that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. He's a big fucking legend. He was
he is. And now he has to choose between Fire, Scotland, Oxford, and his friend Sean.
Oh, he did say, I thought quite nicely that he would have put me above Oxford, but not above Scotland. But that doesn't work because Oxford is above Scotland.
He does love Scotland.
But he really loves Scotland. I wouldn't expect him to put me above Scotland. But the fact that he wanted to put me above Oxford was quite nice. I don't agree, but yeah, it's nice.
You did agree at the start.
I did, and then I rapidly backpedaled.
So fire is generically just wonderful and awesome for so many things.
It is. History of fire.
History
of fire. Actual history of fire or pretend history of fire? Because pretend history of fire is Prometheus nicked it from the gods, right?
But there's more to it. So he was
he a Titan?
No, he wasn't. The Titans come before the gods.
Do they? I thought they came after the gods.
No, they're before. Because I think there's a war.
I did read. I read old Stephen Fry's Mythos, but it was a while ago.
I listened to the audiobook, and that's why. I know he is a Titan. You're quite right.
He's a Titan and a god of fire. So he's both a Titan and a god. He defied the gods by stealing fire from them and gave it to humanity in the form of technology, knowledge, and more generally, civilization.
Didn't he make clay people? Where are the clay people? Where is that involved?
Oh, yeah. Someone makes clay people, and then there it is. In some versions of the myth, he is also credited with the creation of humanity from clay.
There you go. Do you remember bits and bobs of my unclassical education?
And I think I vaguely remember, isn't it something like he made humanity from clay and then imbued them with a spark of the fire that he nicked, and that's what gave them life or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And also, he gets punished for a very long time, but then I think the god lets him out because he was like secretly not too sad about it after all.
He's the dude, is he not, who gets chained up to a rock and an eagle comes down and pecks out his liver every day?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But the Titans were previous gods. They were older than the Olympian gods.
Okay.
But who does he get into trouble with then?
He gets in trouble with
Zeus,
king of the gods. Because Zeus is like, nah, mate, fire That's ours.
When he wasn't spending time having sex with everything on the planet Earth.
Yeah, in various guises, including a swan and some lights.
You do kind of have to accept that the kind of Greek perception of what happens if someone's got ultimate power and is a bit shifty is
You
a
fuck
bit more
people as a
scarily
swan.
realistic.
What you do. That one I get though. If I mean the mechanics of it, it would require some effort. But if a swan wanted to, I could see that happening. How the hell do you have sex with someone as some lights?
In a kind of very romantic, swirly lights, movie twirly kind of way.
Probably not penetrative sex then.
I feel we've digressed.
A little bit.
Fire is awesome.
Yeah, it's good
There's
for all things. It's good
no-
for making the fish and chips at Mum tonight. It's good for making the Hasselback potatoes that you're doing.
Everything is built on us being able to use fire. It's the way that you bootstrap up to have a civilization, a technological civilization. It's going to be near the top. It's going to be at the top of the list for me.
This beer, not possible without fire.
Nope.
Everything I'm looking at right now, probably not possible with fire, with the possible exception of these plants. But even them, there's benefits to plants getting burnt down so that all of the goodness goes back into the soil and then you get more plants.
And I think mastery of fire enables you to farm and make bread and food from crops. So maybe not those plants, but some plants in general, you know, we get cared for and grown because we can make fire.
How long have we actually had fire in real, based on cavemen what had fire and then what came before them?
I don't know.
Evidence
Let's see if a half-assed Google search. No.
Yeah, in the fossil record, how long have we had fire?
How old is the oldest fireplace? Roughly 1 million years ago.
Damn. And how long have we been around as people? Tell you what, I'll get on that one.
I've just found something a bit more interesting with a bit more context. Possibly the first time they detected people using fire is about 1 million years ago.
Okay. Okay.
However, its habitual use of fire is in Israel, 400,000 to 300,000 years ago. So that's when they were using fire a lot.
Okay.
And 1 million was just kind of a bit random. And then controlling fire on a regular and widespread basis and tools and stuff is only 7,000 years ago.
Apparently, unless we're talking about archaic humans, modern humans, as in Homo sapiens, have only been around for about 300,000 years. So some of the proto-humans or the other members of the genus Homo were probably using fire even before humans as humans turned up. Long time, fucking long time.
Long time. But like a very, very steep hockey stick of technological progress. Like, whoop.
Yeah. I mean, that holds true even now with
Hey, no, the way it's going, it might go whoop, whoop, nukes.
True. And then we have cool sort of, we lose all of our knowledge of stuff, and then someone finds like a thing about, I don't know, S Club 7, and they're like, oh, and they worship it as a god because they don't truly understand it.
Why S Club 7?
It's the first thing that came to mind, which is weird.
Huh. Shall we move on to Microsoft Excel?
Yeah. I use it a lot.
It's the primary driver for memory sales over the last 20 or 30 years.
Is it? That's interesting.
No, I made that up. It's just the way it like Excel will just eat all of your RAM.
Yeah, it's quite it's better than it used to be. It used to be horrible, but now you can do since we went to XLSX format from XLS format, you can now do some Christ awful number of rows, whereas it used to be limited at about 256 or something.
And you know
1,000.
that someone has done that.
Oh god, yeah. No, but now we're in the millions. We're in the millions.
I have a beef with it replacing proper business tools because I'm a businessman in business land.
Interesting.
And people will use Excel over real tooling because they know.
Often people will use it as a makeshift crappy ass database because they don't know any better.
Yes,
Yeah, that happens a lot.
it does.
Yeah. But that's because, not everyone knows how to, at the real beginner level of things, whack up an Access database, bit of VBA. Most people don't know how to do that.
True.
Ah.
And yet,
Yeah.
What else does it do?
It is good for it's probably what I use more than most things. Like I'll build reports in it. I'll have like a big old load of data, and then I'll do things to make into pretty graphs, because, and I have to be quite careful how I say this, the majority of my target audience being politicians and that like pretty colors.
Yeah, mine mostly PowerPoint for me, and then also some Excel, not so much Word and the other ones.
Yeah. More Excel than Word. I do use Word, but mostly Excel.
Excel's all right for what it's supposed to do. I think like all Microsoft products, there's too many buttons at the top.
Yeah, I just found out that we've got a company license to Visio, which I was very excited about because I fucking love Visio.
Oh, but there's no Visio online. I like online MS tooling.
No, I don't think there is. But it's a great tool. I'm
not even sure there's Visio Mac. Is there Visio for Mac?
Don't think there is. Mac's got a really slimmed down version of the Office suite.
Is there a Mac version of Visio? No, there's no Visio for Mac. That's why
Mac for work, don't you? You're all Mac'd up for work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whereas I'm on a vaguely sexy matte black Dell for work, and then a Mac for pleasure. Work is Microsoft for work, Mac for pleasure.
No, just Mac for everything because Microsoft doesn't really have a proper terminal, so I can't do my cloud magic stuff.
I would love to be Mac for everything, but that's not ever going to happen with the council. No.
Feel sorry for you.
I have to go into the office tomorrow because this is really boring, but we've got a big old group license with like 5 other councils for
Are you allowed to share?
Yeah, we've got a big old group license for Microsoft like 365 with all these councils, and we're coming out of that deal and getting our own license. So everyone has to go into the office and get like stuff done to their computers.
Why?
I don't know. It's some old crap to do with we're getting rid of our normal drives for our personal stuff, and it's going to OneDrive, and I fucking know.
OneDrive's all right. I mean, It's not the best of the syncing things, but it's better than using your whatever you're using with network drives and stuff like that.
Yeah, at the moment it's just personal network drives, so it'll be fun. This has got really, really dull for most people that aren't us.
And really inefficient. Why isn't there a central procurement? Why isn't the UK as an entity buying a Microsoft license with a fantastic discount?
Don't do that. Local government does its own stuff. It gets given money by big government, capital G government, and then it goes and does what the fuck it likes with it, really. Not well in some cases. Look at Birmingham.
We're missing a trick. I feel like if UK central gov goes to Microsoft and say, I will pay you this much for the license, it's going to be a big number, and Microsoft is going to go, yeah, all right.
Yeah, we don't do that. That's not a thing. Everyone is all for themselves when it comes to local government.
Well, this will bring standardization across local governments and the experience of the taxpaying voter.
What, this?
No, this one. I mean,
I think you might be overestimating our reach a bit.
Let's move on so I can eat my potatoes.
Potatoes! David Hasselhoff potatoes.
Shall we rate these thingies?
Yes. Have we said enough about Excel?
I mean, Excel, very useful business tool. I like a spreadsheet. I do a lot with it.
Yeah,
I feel it's overused, but that's not really the fault of Excel. That's other things around it.
Pivot tables, VLOOKUPs, VBA, all the good stuff.
Actually, of the Microsoft products, I think it's probably the best. Like Word, I hate with a passion. I think it's way too complex for what it needs to do.
Just needs to be a thing where you can write stuff.
Yeah, it's the collaboration. So I moved from a company that used Word, and then we went to a startup that was using Google Docs for collaboration. And a bunch of us were working on the same proposal, and it was amazing. You do the same thing in Microsoft, and it just craps the bed.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't do well when you try and do shared documents in Word. Although shared documents in Excel kind of works as long as you don't have too many people working on it.
I had a conflict, so I generated 42 different versions of this file. Good luck reconciling the changes.
Bye now.
Oh, it's Clippy. It looks like you're trying to collaborate.
Fuck you, Clippy.
Wait, no, that was Clippy to you trying to collaborate with his little metal wire hands.
I've not seen Clippy for years.
Oh, he sucked, so he went away. Well,
anyway,
yeah, no hate for Excel, actually. I use it a lot. It's fine.
Well, so you've got Hasselhoff potatoes. I've got some fish and chips turning up at some point. It might not be the longest of episodes, but
it's a full-length ep so far.
Good. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to edit it. You know, our viewers will see it at some point. Fuck 'em.
Hasra Raw. Wait, no, that makes it sound like
Unplugged.
Hasra Unplugged.
Yeah.
It kind of is anyway.
It sort of is. It's pretty fucking shonky.
Fire
of Love.
NHS.
Yeah.
Microsoft Excel.
From best to worst.
Best to worst.
I think Fire has to be number one because it's Fire. And then, you know, if Excel went away, I'd find something else. It'd be fine. If the NHS went away, I'd have problems.
Excel goes away. You can use Google Sheets.
Yeah.
You can try and use the weird Apple one, but every time I end up in it because the Mac decided to open in Apple, whatever it is,
yeah,
I get really confused because it's all just very strange. It's like the oldie of spreadsheets.
Weirdly, I use Numbers, as it's called, quite a lot.
Is that what it's called?
It's called Numbers. Yeah, and the word alike is Pages. Yeah. I don't know what the PowerPoint version is. Pointies, maybe.
I just confused my Mac by asking to open Numbers, and it was like, really?
Really? What? Oh, this is the best day ever. But I know I use Numbers. I do, and I use it on my phone and my Mac, and it's what I said in the previous episode. We said how many spreadsheets Sean got, and I was like, I've got 3. They're personal ones. They're all in Numbers. So like my finances spreadsheet is in Numbers, and yeah, and that's just because that's where I started doing it, and that's just where it lives now.
I've got no opinion on it. It's just very strange.
It's weird the way it works. Like it's not a direct analog of
Excel.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should rate everything.
But I agree with you. I agree. Fire best, NHS second best, Excel. It's great, but it's not the end of the world if it goes away.
Shall we start with Excel on the big master list?
Yes, we should go worstest to bestest.
Right. Picture the scene.
Okay.
It's a day. Let's say it's a work day to make it a bit more complicated.
Let's call it a Tuesday.
I could either have a can of Arcade Made, or I could do some Excel.
By that metric, if by Excel you mean like, because the only time I use Excel is at work, right? So effectively you're asking, would I like to partake in some fascism or go to work?
Actually, for me, if I work down the list, this has worked out quite well because I'll get to Loose Women and I'll be like, no, I'll do some work instead because that helps our future me. And that's where I break off from the list.
Yeah, well, no, Excel better than Bezos, obviously.
Bezos, and I like my job. I quite enjoy my job. So I will, above Loose Women, I'll go, no, I'll do some work now instead.
I like my job, but they're cocking shit up at the moment, so I'm job ambivalent. But come back next week, I might be really happy about my job. Who knows?
You are the man.
I am. It's true. I am the man. Capital T, capital M. All right, so you're going above loose women.
Yeah.
I like Dairy Milk more than I like Excel. But Elvis Juice and Happy Xmas,
Am I missing something on my list?
is yours still wrong? Have you still got the wrong version?
I'm using the spreadsheet kids list.
Yeah, he's so wrong. It goes Bezos, Loose Women,
Yeah.
Elvis Juice, Hoppy Xmas, Cadbury's Caramel.
Oh wait, no, he's just written caramel. I'm going to put in Cadbury's caramel. Wait, no. It's just caramel, right?
Well, it's just caramel. Yeah, my picture says Cadbury's, but
That's on you. That's not on the spreadsheet, kid. You
that's
take it.
probably my fault. I'll take that back. We love you, Mike. You did nothing wrong.
Pitch it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with I would rather play with Excel than have Hoppy Xmas or Elvis Juice, but I would rather eat caramel than play with Excel. So I would put it between Hoppy Xmas and a lovely caramel.
So in between Elvis Juice and Hoppy Xmas, then.
Sounds fair. Squash. Done. The system works yet again.
It's just amazing. Our compromise and communication is just exceptional.
It's a thing of beauty. This should be a model for like the UN and shit.
Wait, no. Yeah, it should. I mean, it helps that we're not particularly fundamentalist about anything.
We're
The only thing
certainly
we're
not
fundamentalist
fascist.
about is not being fundamentalist.
On a slight quick aside, you know, we put fascism right at the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, without fascism, there wouldn't be Starship Troopers. That's one for you to ponder.
No, ones make me mad because the original Starship Troopers book is not about fascism and it's not a fascist book.
Oh, Heinlein was like a massive fascist.
He was not at all.
Grade A super mega fascist.
No, he wasn't. And the book is not about fascism. All you've got to do is do some service. It's not got to be military. You just got to do something hard and tough and earn your right to vote.
The film is proper. It's a. The reason why it was very.
The film is because it's a parody of the book with which the guy that directed it hadn't actually read, and he was like, it's a fascist.
But the film is fantastic, right?
No, you've triggered me. Triggered me.
The film is great, and one of the reasons why the film is great is because it is a caricature of fascism.
It is, but the thing it's parodying, the book, is not a fascist book, and it doesn't glorify war. He does not have a good time.
I was reading about Heinlein yesterday because I was watching a thing about Starship Troopers because we're playing Helldivers 2, which is great. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Wikipedia says he was a little bit fascisty. But that's not what we're rating. So we'll come. We can stick him on the wheel if you want.
He's not a fascist. Yeah, someone stick him on the wheel. Oh, I'm not happy about this accusation. The book is not. When I read the book, at no point did I feel all fascistic. And the fact is, it's building a democracy where their vote pants to count for stuff. It's not a democracy that is ruled by a strongman dictator.
No, it's ruled by the military.
It's not, because it's not a military book. You don't have to be military in the book. All you have to do
in the film, it's ruled by the military.
in the film is, but the film is not the book. In the book, it's just got to be something hard and tough and potentially dangerous that generates your commitment to the state, which is a bit dubious. But
hard and tough and potentially dangerous, like
could be the military, could be mining, could be deep space exploration.
I was going to go with that old guy, Ron, someone or other's Dick, the guy who did porn.
All I want to say is Burgundy, and I know it wasn't Ron Burgundy.
Hard and tough and dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah, leathery.
But no, read the book. It's not a fascist book.
I might read the book. I've got a lot of books on my list at the moment.
You'll read it and you go, oh, the film was nothing like this.
I probably will, but I do love the film.
I do love the film too. I just wish it wasn't about the book because now everyone's like, anyway.
We should put the film on the wheel as well. We'll do that.
So mad.
We start Troopers as a whole. Anyway, right, I'll derail.
So
this.
triggered. The NHS.
Fire. Oh yes, sorry, NHS because fire's best. Okay, NHS. I should do this one. You pitch first on Excel.
Yeah.
I think that the NHS is, just off the top of my head, not as good as Under Siege.
that's harsh.
Yeah, but it's better than England. And I'd argue it's. I really like Clockwork Tangerine as well. I'd maybe put it above England.
I was going to pitch around like kind of the Wales kind of tier.
Oh damn!
Because I love the concept of healthcare for everyone, free of charge, pretty much at the top, very much at the top. The way it's delivered, I'm less, not religious about, so the NHS comes down. Okay, so let's say I was going to put it at just above Silk Road.
Okay.
And you're putting it just
above England.
Just above England.
That goes in between The Lion King and Top Gun Maverick.
That works for me.
I'm all right with that. Top Gun Maverick is better than the NHS. Yeah, why not?
Pretty epic movie. And did you know they filmed a lot of it with actors actually in their fight scenes?
They did. Yeah. Like being their own directors. And for that reason alone.
The plot makes no sense. You would have just sent a bunch of cruise missiles and maybe some F-35s or something.
Wouldn't have been as cool though, right?
No.
Couldn't send F-35s because of the jamming technology, apparently.
But they could have had some waiting to intercept the 5th gen fighters. Fire. Oh,
Fire.
It is out.
Fire's awesome. Love it.
For me, it's just straight to the top. Straight to the top.
Ooh, Fire better than. No, you know what? I'm going to go with you on that.
It's given me everything I hold dear.
They're all pretty good, but without Fire, none of anything that we do would be possible. So Fire, boom, number one.
Oh, boom, number one. Also, if you like one, I will come and sit next to it and just sort of stare into it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I don't have to think very hard about what to use as the representation of Fire. I'm just going to use the emoji, Fire. Yeah, I'm going to stick it right at the top. Boom.
Oh, also helps you sleep. Fire sounds to help you sleep. So many good.
Oh, I've not done those. I normally do rain, like distant thunderstorm, but I'll have to try Fire.
Do love rain, but crackling fire, that works too.
Nice, or a bit of the tide coming in is also good.
What could be nice? Do love the sea. Do love the sea. But I like fire and rain. Ooh.
Oh yeah, if you got Fire under like a safety wise high enough tarp.
I meant for the sounds for sleeping, but also yes, just fire. If you're
when there's fire and it's raining, it's nice.
I only go and eat because I'm getting messages.
I can hear the ladies and the fish and chips are here, so I'm gonna
perfect timing.
I'm gonna go and eat them. See you next week, and then who knows what's going to come up next week. But we will be right. Oh, we got to do the thing. We got to put this somewhere.
Oh, super quick.
It's lovely. It is not as good as Fort Lauderdale.
No, but it was very nice.
Very nice. It wasn't as good as Hydra Fight.
I'd put it just above Hazy Jane for me.
Oh, see, I'd say it's better than Silk Road. I prefer it to Silk Road.
In that case, it comes in just above the NHS.
Just above where?
The NHS.
Yeah, I guess. That is what compromise has led us to.
And I'm confident that this beer has killed less people
than the NHS. And it's a small brewery. You know, what do you expect from a small brewery? Must try harder. And on that note, we should bid adieu and say come back next week for more fun rating things with Carl and Sean.
Filmed on location with the viewer and the spreadsheet kid. And also Mark, I think.
Oh, fuck, it is. Yeah, in Wales. Yeah. On location in Wales with a whole bunch of celebrity guests. Fun times. Well, we will see you then, good people. Bye-bye.
Bye.